Yeah, I need to have 3 monitors so bad, dude.
I know. You're like, oh yes, I have two, and then you're like, oh no, that's not enough.
Yeah, because 2 is such a massive upgrade from 3, but then you get to 2 and you're like, I need 3.
Right.
Welcome back to the Coast to Coast podcast. I am joined by my lovely co-host Anthony and Barufi, and today we have a wonderful episode for you. You guys loved the color episode. I don't know if that's true or not. We're just gonna say you did because it was freaking amazing, and
Yes.
Anthony put a lot of hard work into it, and so you'd
It was
better have
lovely.
loved it. And so I went out there, and I was like, what if? And we talked about it on the podcast, but what if we did the same thing but with dinosaurs?
With
And so
dinosaurs.
today, so today we have a wonderful game created by yours truly. We're gonna
Called?
be,
What's it called?
it's called Dinosaurs, and what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be giving you the name of a dinosaur, and what I'm going to want from you is I want you to tell me if it's a carnivore or herbivore, and then but don't just tell me that outright. I want you to describe the dinosaur based on just the name, and whoever gets closest is going to get a set amount of points. They will get 1 point for having the best description, whether it's most accurate or most funny is what the criteria I'm going to be going off of. So if yours is like, let's say Anthony gives like a perfect description of it, but then Barufi gives a really funny one, I'm going to have to take Anthony's because technically speaking, the accuracy is precedent.
Okay.
Although funny and wrong is better than just wrong. So
Sure.
try and have some fun with your descriptions. So you're either going to get 1 point based off having the funniest or the most accurate description, and then you're also going to get an additional point if you can guess the diet of the dinosaur correctly, whether it's a carnivore, omnivore, or herbivore. So
Okay.
that's going to be the 2 ways that you can earn points throughout this. And then
Mhm.
eventually there will be a bonus round. That'll just be whenever I decide it because I haven't figured out which dinosaur I want to do it on.
Okay.
And that's gonna be you're gonna get 2 additional points if you can tell me what period the dinosaur is from, whether it's the
Ooh.
Jurassic, Triassic, or Cretaceous.
Okay. Okay. That sounds like
So
fun. So we're just gonna
who
jump right
wants to?
into it, huh?
We can talk. That's just the debrief of the dinosaur game. We don't have to go into the dinosaur game immediately.
Oh, we look. It's you're the host today, so if you want to jump right in and we can shoot the shit a little bit after, that's totally fine with me.
Well, then in that case, I'm gonna go ahead and say, Anthony, you can go first.
Ooh,
Do we have any guesses on what the first dinosaur is gonna be?
a
Tyrannosaurus
velociraptor.
Rex.
Close. We have the
Oh,
Atrociraptor.
a Trociraptor. Okay, all right. Now, see, I was maybe thinking about as we were talking about this as a general idea and everything. I thought about maybe pulling up MS Paint and drawing them as well.
Mm.
But I'm not gonna do that. I will refrain from that. But maybe in like
That would be
post or
really
something,
funny.
that would be a lot of fun too. But maybe we'll do a draw game at some point because I think a drawing game would be really entertaining. But for
Yeah, I'm a big fan of those
yeah,
because I'm bad at art.
so
Breaking news. Coast to Coast co-host discovered Pictionary. Exciting
Yeah.
times.
yeah. Hey,
Hey,
look,
hey,
Exciting
hey,
times.
Pictionary.
listen.
Exists for a reason. It's a good game.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. Atrociraptor. I mean, obviously, the prefix here it has a clear connection to atrocity or atrocious, and so I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, it's a little bit like a velociraptor. Now, one thing, a misconception about the velociraptor is that they the way that they're presented in like the Jurassic Park movies are not an accurate representation of what they actually look like, and so I'm curious as to maybe this is actually what the Velociraptor in those movies would look like. I'm not sure. That could be the route that we go here, right? But I'm not going to be boring. I'm not going to be boring, okay? This thing looks like it just walked out of Mount Doom, but it did get
Yeah.
covered in lava, okay? And it
Oh,
is
it did.
it is just a complete atrocity to look at, and it's horrifying. Everybody around it, you show up to the theme park, and you are just shitting your britches that this thing is even allowed to be shown to children. I mean, my goodness. They have a petting zoo for it, too. I can't believe that this Atrociraptor, which was somehow alive despite the lava, is just allowed to be walking around. Yeah. So it's a little bit like the Velociraptor in Jurassic Park, but it looks like it just was put in a vat of lava. We'll go with
And
that.
they have a petting zoo for it,
Yeah.
and it's ugly.
Yes, it's a very ugly thing that just sprung out of a vat of lava or acid or something, and it's good for a petting zoo. Yeah.
Nice.
I
All
don't know
right, that
what you
was
smoked.
solid.
I don't know how you got to petting zoo.
I'm having fun,
Okay.
man.
But hey, I respect
Barufi.
it. Okay.
Broofy, I am looking forward to your description of the Atrociraptor.
I think, listen, Atrociraptor, I think he's quite I think there's a misconception around the Atrociraptor. I think the atrocities that we're referring to here is what's being done to the Atrociraptor. I think he's a gentle dinosaur. Okay. Just because he looks ugly, just because he's a dinosaur, maybe look like a velociraptor, like you refer to. I think he's a gentle guy. Okay. He's probably, listen, he's, if anything, he might be maybe like a diplomat of sorts. Okay. So, a dinosaur. So if you look at the dinosaur, if you look at the Atrociraptor, I'm looking at a raptor with good posture. Okay. He has good composure. Yes, he
Okay.
composes himself accordingly. Okay, he's a businessman. Okay. He negotiates with the fellow dinosaurs.
Okay.
So he's a little ugly. Okay. but he's fit, and he just knows how to articulate his thoughts. Okay. So
Okay.
he's not too big because he doesn't have to impose himself. He does so with words. Okay, he's not the fastest either, but he communicates.
Yes,
he
yes.
communicates very well, and that's how he gains his territory.
Okay.
Okay. That being said, he's probably an omnivore. I would say, maybe around the Jurassic period, because he's a little bit evolved. So that's how I think he does his atrocities. Is how well he conquers territory and negotiates business, because he's just so much better at it than every other dinosaur.
So it's more of that he commits atrocities, not that he looks atrocious.
No, it's okay. So it's not that he commits.
That's what you made it sound like. Right
He's
there.
ugly as fuck. He's ugly as fuck. That's
Okay.
that's just atrocity here. But okay. But when it comes to conducting business, okay, he's so good at it. He's so superior to every other dinosaur he's also committing atrocities. Kind of like the Luca trade. Nico Harrison. Palinka committed atrocities with Nico Harrison there.
So
Kind of my angle here.
okay.
I'm gonna cut you off there. Or is this guy, guys? Is this a carnivore? Or is it an omnivore?
It's a
omnivore.
carnivore. It's a carnivore. 100%.
Okay, I'm gonna give Anthony the point here because it is a carnivore, so he at least has that. You both were very similar on the Velociraptor comparison, and while you might think it's similar to the Velociraptor from Jurassic Park, the Jurassic Park Velociraptor is actually way closer to the Utah Raptor,
Okay.
which is named for being discovered in Utah.
Sure.
It looks very similar. It's around that same size where it's a little bit taller than a human. That's what you were thinking of. But in fact, the Atrociraptor is just a close relative to the actual Velociraptor.
Oh, man.
It is very tiny.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that
was-
was a little more accurate on the size comparison.
Yeah, it was
But I
one of
will
two
give
roads,
Anthony
right? Like it was either
Right.
But look at
very
him.
close
Does
to the
he
actual
not? Does he
Velociraptor.
not look like an upstanding citizen, one who negotiates? Look at
He
him.
is well postured.
He's very well postured. He's very well
Are
postured.
we going to call that well postured or erect? I mean, let's be real here, guys. He's
I
clearly
think
in
he's
his mating
perfectly-
dance
I
right
think
here or
he's perfectly
something.
postured.
Like, this is not the posture we want to talk
as
about.
far. I think that's as far as good posture goes.
You want to know something crazy
Yeah.
about science in general? This this image of the Atrociraptor is founded entirely on jaw fossils. Because
Oh,
here, let me read its description. Atrociraptor was a meat-eating dinosaur in the Dromaeosaur group. It is a relative of the well-known hunter Velociraptor. Very few fossils have been found for the Atrociraptor. So far, we only have the remains of the front parts of its jaws and some teeth.
very cool. Yeah, science, baby. Yeah, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
We can piece
Science,
together
bitch.
we can piece together a
yeah,
beautiful rendering of an ancient beast that we know very little about just based on one bone. Yeah, very cool.
yeah. These things were a little over a foot tall.
Yeah, that's why I said like it was one of the two things. It was going to be like very close to an actual raptor, Velociraptor, or it was going to be like closer to the movie depiction of the Velociraptor. So,
Hmm.
but I did get carnivore right. I don't know, Barufi. I don't know what you were thinking with omnivore. It's a raptor, man.
I was in more in the fun side there, so
In
Oh,
Barufi's
you
defense,
know.
there is a raptor species that is an omnivore. It is the Alviraptor, which eats berries and eggs.
okay.
There you go.
Well, is that like 1 out of 500? Like, you know what I mean? How
Uh,
many raptor
there is a,
species are
I
there?
just think that with my description of the negotiator that he is, I don't think I don't I didn't think he would only be a carnivore, but
Atrociraptor's name meaning is savage robber, so I don't think he's much of a negotiator.
No, it sounds like he takes whatever he wants, man. He's an
it doesn't
enforcer out
sound
here.
like he commits physical atrocities. He's more of a thief,
I
right?
mean, he could be stealing other things, but we don't have to get into that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Next dinosaur that we have, Brufy. How do you pronounce this?
Kula suckers.
Kulasuchus.
Very
Kula
close,
Now,
yeah.
suckers.
what is it?
I'm not too far. I'm not too far.
What is a Kulasuchus?
Okay, so this is clearly a herbivore.
Okay.
This is the herbivores of the herbivores. Okay, so he looks like a koala. So he's big. He's
He looks
massive
like
because
a
he's a herbivore.
koala.
Yeah, he's but he's massive, right? Because he's a herbivore, right? So he's
Right.
this massive piece of shit herbivore, ugly
Okay.
as fuck, exactly like a koala, and super dumb, right? Koalas are super stupid. So this guy is no different, no different. But here's the thing. Here's the difference with this guy. He's like his mouth is kind of like an anteater's mouth, kind of like a straw, and that's where the sucus comes from. He sucks, right? So I'm not
Okay.
sure exactly how he maybe he uses that to feed on bushes,
Or
or maybe
ants,
like
perhaps,
trees that are super tall. But,
right?
but he's a herbivore. He's a herbivore. Don't forget. Okay.
He's a herbivore. He's a piece of shit herbivore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He thinks he's better than everyone
I'm.
else for eating plants.
I think he's from the Triassic. Okay. Just a boomer piece of shit. Nobody cares about. Super ugly.
Props to you for knowing the Triassic is the furthest furthest away from us.
I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I know that I always knew Jurassic was in the middle, but I
Yeah.
forgot the terms for first
And
and
then
third one. So I
Cretaceous
just wanted
is
to
later,
confirm.
yeah.
Yeah, Cretaceous. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is if a boomer was a dinosaur, it would be this guy. There you go.
Cretaceous is easy to remember because Cretaceous and like crate from like a meteor crater, you
Yep.
know, and that's the 65 billion years ago is when the Cretaceous was ended.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it is your
It
turn.
is your turn,
Okay.
Anthony.
All right. So I'm thinking it's also in the Triassic era, but for very different reasons here. And it is a carnivore. I'm going to tell you that right now too. It is a carnivore, and it from the Triassic period, because this is the exact type of dinosaur you would expect was the popular kid in high school, and he bullied the nerds, right? He's the coolest Sucus. He wears sunglasses and the Letterman jacket, and he's on the
What?
football team. That's what the coolest Sucus is. But the problem is that he didn't have any direction after high school. And so he is still just hanging on to who he was in high school. He's still got the Letterman jacket on. He's just sitting on his recliner at the retirement home, like, I used to be someone, Billy.
So he's a boomer. So we're both in the same realm,
Yeah,
there, right?
but mine is like very much a guy who thinks he's cool and who thought he was cool, but he really was that stereotypical high school popular kid bully.
So he's still a piece of shit. So he's a piece of shit still.
Yes, he sucks.
Oh yeah.
He does suck.
He's horrible.
But
Okay.
yeah, he you
I
know
just wanted to make sure.
everything about him was like popular in high school, and it's past his prime, and that's also why again he's in the Triassic, because he's old. He's an old fart now, and nobody cares about him anymore, and he's sad.
Watch him be the most
Okay.
modern fucking dinosaur ever.
It looks like a human.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, exactly. He's a chick. He's the chicken.
Yeah,
the chicken.
yeah.
I will inform you, he is actually from the Cretaceous, but he is from the
No!
very early Cretaceous.
Okay.
I just said it.
He I'm gonna give the point to Anthony again.
Yes!
Anthony gets
God.
Anthony gets 2 points because he is a carnivore as well.
Yes, I knew it.
But does he look like a koala though?
Anthony gets the points because I really want to see Kulasukas wearing sunglasses, and this is what he looks like.
Okay, that's not a koala, bro. This is a horrid. Oh my god. This
It's
is
like an
ugly, bro.
alligator. Oh my god.
Bro, this is what is the name of that fucking monster from Lethal Company?
Oh,
I thought it
the
looked like the
thumper.
lizard from Lethal
The
Company.
thumper?
Yes, bro.
Oh,
the
the
thumper.
spore
Yeah,
lizard.
thumper.
Which, the spore lizard or the thumper?
No, the thumper.
Oh,
Thumper.
okay. I can see the spore lizard too, actually.
What an ugly piece of shit, bro.
I'm
Yeah,
telling
he
you,
looks
look,
like
Oh
if
my
the-
god.
He looks like the Thumper more.
he had the high school body, man. He had the high school football player body, but it withered away. He didn't take care of himself after he was no longer
Clearly,
popular.
Yeah.
it smokes a lot. Clearly,
Yeah,
I can tell.
there you go. Yes, everything that was
Yeah,
cool in high
my-
school.
Oh, wow. This is probably gonna be my nightmares tonight. This is a horrid image I'm looking at. Please take me away from this, bro.
Okay.
Get me away
okay.
from this.
So,
This is
and
horrid.
real quick, this is aquatic. It's not a land animal.
Yeah, that makes.
Um,
Well, I would have said amphibious, because it looks like an alligator.
Yes, it's amphibious.
Okay.
It's amphibious. Okay, so the next one, Anthony, do you want to try and pronounce this?
Carcharodontosaurus.
Close enough. It's Carcharodontosaurus.
Just one fucking vowel. Okay.
All right, what is a Carcharodontosaurus?
Ooh, okay. You know, like the horses in ancient Greece, or even in the Greek mythology, like they're horse-drawn chariots and Pegasus and stuff like that. This is what this guy
Yes.
is. This is what that comes from. See, the ancient Greeks had uncovered a dinosaur fossil that looked like Pegasus, and so this is what the name of that dinosaur is now, because they thought that he may have drawn like a chariot for someone, and so in that case he's very strong and almost noble looking, and very, very nice to find muscles, maybe a nice ass, you know what I mean,
Yo.
Okay.
and maybe a great mane, but of course since it's a lizard, it's feathers or something, but it's a great mane, a nice strong mane, and a long face like a horse. There you go.
Okay. Barufi, take it away.
Oh wait.
Strong mane.
Wait. Jurassic
Okay.
period. Herbivore.
Okay. Barufi, take it away.
I think the Koalasaurus should be insulted, or Suckus, Koalasokus.
You're still stuck on that?
I think he should be, or I'm insulted, right, that I said that Koalasokus was the herbivore of herbivores, because this is definitely the herbivore of the herbivores. Okay, this guy, imagine a fucking 30-foot rhinoceros,
30-foot rhino.
yeah, and he has a carcass. This guy's armored. Okay, this guy is a fucking minotaur. Okay, this guy's massive.
Right.
Massive.
He's a
No one fucks
minotaur,
with this guy.
but he's also a rhino.
Yeah, he resembles a bit of both, right? But he's on 4 legs. He's not on 2 legs. He's definitely on 4 legs.
Right.
Interesting. You brought up
like a
ancient
rhino.
Greece as well.
So, kind of where my head was at. So this guy has horns, not necessarily horns, but spiked all over his body, perhaps. This guy. If Cam Chancellor was a dinosaur, it's this guy. This is Cam
If
Chancellor.
Cam Chancellor was a
This
dinosaur,
is
it's
this
guy.
is Cam Chancellor, herbivore.
Cam Chancellor's an
and-
herbivore? Okay.
No, he's a
Because
headhunter.
he doesn't have to eat. He doesn't stoop down to that level. He's smarter than that. Herbivore, Cretaceous, because this guy is way too advanced. Okay.
So he's a product of great evolution, really.
Yeah, and this is the defensive goat of dinosaurs right here.
Okay.
Okay, well, Barufi is getting a singular point.
Okay.
Okay.
At least on the size thing, he's closer. And this thing does technically have spikes and horned crest on its head,
Oh,
but
okay.
it is a carnivore. It's from the Cretaceous, so you did get the Cretaceous right as
Okay.
well. And it is very similar in size to a T-Rex.
Oh, all right. Okay. Interesting. Now,
I
we
mean,
Yeah.
can't. I will say with this image, we're not
dude, how
seeing
tall is
Okay.
this
we're
guy,
not seeing
bro?
the backside. So part of my description could still be right. You know what I mean? Like
It's
we don't know.
I thought it was funny that he immediately said that it has 4 legs. It doesn't have 2. um, this
Yeah.
dinosaur is 13 meters long. I believe it's 8 meters tall. Let
Okay.
me
Yeah, that's pretty.
Okay,
check
so
here.
it definitely looks taller than 8 meters in this image.
Like 30 feet. And that's pretty big.
Dude, he looks
Also,
taller than a
Barufi.
mountain in this image.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure that you know this, but photos and cameras were not invented during the Cretaceous period. So
Tough quiz. Thank you so
I
very
mean,
much.
look, sometimes some people need those disclaimers, and this is very clearly an artist's rendering of what this dinosaur would have looked like.
At least it's not AI though, right?
Oh, who knows?
No, it's definitely not AI.
Okay.
But no, so the Carcharodontosaurus description is it was a very large meat-eating dinosaur. It is named after Carcharodon, the scientific name for several types of sharks, of
Mm,
which the great white shark is the only living example.
okay.
Carcharodontosaurus teeth look a lot like shark teeth. Like Tyrannosaurus, it had about 60 of them.
I think this guy would fold the T-Rex in a fight.
No, he wouldn't.
Bro, look at this guy's face, bro. This guy looks like a demon. If a demon was a dinosaur, it would be this guy, bro.
So, well, I do agree that looks wise, this thing is aura maxing way more than T Rex's.
This is like that LeBron Dwayne Wade picture that everyone loves.
Yep.
He's
Yeah.
posing for the camera here. That wasn't invented yet.
That wasn't invented.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
Right.
Disclaimer. Yeah.
But again, we're not seeing the backside. So some of my description could still be accurate. Like those look like big legs, so that big thighs, maybe a big ass. You know, we don't know.
You lost the point, Buckaroo.
Well, Carcharodontosaurus is larger than T Rex in size. T Rex's bite power or bite strength is way higher than a Carcharodontosaurus.
T-Rex has got that dog in him.
Yes.
You see, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much I care about that because, like, an alligator has a stronger bite force than say a bear, right?
But so does a hippo.
Well, when they're
the
similar
hippo's a
in
case apart.
stature
The hippo-
and size, I'm
here's
pretty
the-
sure
okay,
it matters a little more.
Well, here's the thing. The hippo's a case apart. Not a single animal is folding the hippo in one-to-one combat.
Let's ask AI. Who would
Not
Who would
win
fold the
in
hippo?
single
a
animal.
fight?
Who would fold
Not
a
a
hippo
single
1v1?
animal. Not one.
Nice. Or-
Not one.
Okay, what does AI have to say about this?
I think
In
the
a
closest one is an
hypothetical
elephant.
fight. Oh, dude, Broofy, shut up and listen. In a hypothetical fight, a Carcharodontosaurus would likely win against
Yo,
a T-Rex.
hold on.
Due
I'm not
to
saying a
its-
hippo. Pause. I'm not saying a hippo would beat a Carcharodontosaurus. I'm talking today's day and age in 2025.
But
Rufy,
he's referencing
you
the
didn't
T-Rex. The T-Rex.
Oh yeah. The Carcharodontosaurus is winning. Yeah, that I already convinced.
Yeah,
I
so-
already convinced myself. Yeah.
Listen, due to its larger size and potentially more powerful bite, although the T-Rex's bite force and robust build could pose a challenge. Essentially, Carcharodontosaurus has length and reach advantage, but T-Rex has stocky, stubby advantage.
He's game chancellor though.
Well, as we know that, especially what will be more poignant in a few years' time is that AI knows everything. So we're best not to question it.
There you go. Yeah.
True, and it just
Also-
says likely. So, like, betting
Every-
odds,
every
it might be
time-
like minus 200.
Oh,
Every time I say a dinosaur is the herbivore of herbivores, it's just a fucking massive fucking T-Rex alternative.
All right, next one. It's Baruffi's turn. What is a Therizinosaurus?
Therizinosaurus. This guy is classy as fuck. Okay. Think prime Le'Veon Bell. This guy is This
That
guy's patience.
That
that
doesn't
is
make
your
me think of classy at
that
all.
is your epitome of class.
Hold on. In his play, guys, not personality. In
Okay.
his play and
What
his art.
sport does the
Okay,
Therizinosaurus play?
we'll get to that. We'll
Okay.
get to that.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
he's a stalker. To answer your question, he stalks his prey. Okay, the Therizinosaurus, he is prime Le'Veon Bell in how he waits for the opportunity to strike. Okay, it's a beautiful thing to watch him in his art. Okay, I think this guy flies. Okay, um, definitely thinking carnivore, and he's not too big. He's gotta have not too big of a size to be able to stalk his prey, but he's lethal and he knows how to go for weak points, and that's how he gets down the big targets.
Mm.
Oh,
So I
okay.
think he flies. I think he's Jurassic and carnivore. Yeah,
So he flies, he's lethal, he's precise, and he's a
yeah.
carnivore.
There you go.
Okay. Anthony, go.
All right. Well, I've got a very, very interesting approach to this one. Uh, this dinosaur is actually named after Charlize Theron, and in particular, Charlize Theron's performance of Furiosa in Mad Max Fury Road. And because they did that,
Okay.
because this dinosaur is just an embodiment of what Furiosa would be like if she were a dinosaur. She's fierce, competent, competitive. She just a lot of things that Barufy said, unfortunately. So it makes me sound like I'm copying him. But if you have seen Mad Max Fury Road and you know that performance from Charlize Theron, you kind of understand what we're talking about with this dinosaur here. Yeah, very. But also, Charlize Theron is a human, and humans are omnivores, so it is omnivorous, and we'll call it a Triassic period dinosaur. No further
I don't
comments.
know who to give this to. Go again, Rufy.
Oh God.
So okay, so clearly nothing what I said mattered. That's lovely.
Or it's a red herring.
Okay, so I'm clearly going herbivore then. Since it kind of was left off. Um, it's a herbivore and Triassic. Yeah, sure. Herbivore, Triassic.
That's all you're giving me?
I'm thinking of his looks. He has a long neck.
Okay. Anthony, go.
Well, that's hardly anything on the second round. I think based on just being more descriptive, you should give it to me again with the
Well, I
second
mean,
round
hey,
here.
you have the
I
opportunity to take it
and
away.
and I will be here. I'm sticking to my guns on omnivorous. I still think that this is a very good representation of that character, but whatever, you don't have to agree. We're gonna call it a Cretaceous period dinosaur, though. I think Triassic, really, really early in time, and maybe it is more of a Mad Max thing where it's into the future and there's a wasteland, and hell, this thing could have survived the asteroid for a while. We don't know that. So yeah, Cretaceous period, and we're sticking with omnivore. Okay, all right, okay,
Okay.
all right, okay. Return to the Mac. Uh,
It is what it does, what
and
it is, what it is, what it isn't.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And it in a way feels, or it sounds like a drug. Not like not like heroin or anything, but like a prescription drug. Like, I'm gonna take some Therocene today. Let's shoot up some Therocene. Or I said it's not like heroin, and I said we're gonna shoot. No, it's a prescription drug that doctors give you when you have a cough. So maybe this is also a very vocal dinosaur, where the drug you get is to heal a cough or something from bronchitis, we'll call it, which is another Brachiosaurus. Are we going to see that at some point? Maybe. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
It's
You
a
guys
giant
both
pill.
suck at this game.
It's a giant
You
pill.
guys both suck at this.
Hey, you asked for creative descriptions, all right? We're giving them to you. You're just not happy with them.
Okay, I'm gonna do a tiebreaker, and I'm gonna have you tell me which country this one comes from, or this
Mm,
dinosaur is found in, and I'll
okay.
tell you, and whoever is closest gets the point.
Continent or country? Just country.
Country.
Nothing that sounds. Maybe I'm being stupid here, but nothing that sounds close to terrorism. I'm not sure if there's anything that I'm missing.
No, I think you just got to guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, right?
I have my answer if I can give it first. I already know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like Charlize Theron, it's from South Africa. Or it's at least part South African, so there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's like West Asia or somewhere in West Asia.
Boring.
You're,
Dinosaurs
you're
weren't
not going to
around
give
then.
me a country?
Actually, I'll go a little more south, like Egypt, something like that.
Okay, well, I'm going to give Rufy the point. Honestly, I was
Oh.
going to give it to him anyways because it is an herbivore.
Oh. Boo. Boo.
Rufy should get 2 points because he got the herbivore right, but his answer sucks, so I'm giving him 1 point for getting the
Oh,
herbivore
come
right.
on.
Wait, so this was one of the bonus point ones?
No, no. But he should have got in general, you should get a point, and then the bonus point is from guessing if it's an herbivore, omnivore, or carnivore.
Oh,
But
okay,
his answer sucked so bad, I'm
you've been
only
handing
giving him a
out
point for getting herbivore.
so you've been handing out 2 points per.
Yes. So
Okay.
except for Broofy, because Broofy's only correct. So on both of your correct answers, you got carnivore right. On both of Broofy's answers, he got herbivore on this one, but he gave a crap answer, so I'm only giving him 1 point. And then on the other one, he got he guessed herbivore when it was a carnivore on the Cam Chancellor one.
So then I got the second point for that one. Is what you're saying? For description, or he got both points for that one?
No, I'm just not giving that point. It's 4-2.
Well, that's lame. You should be forced to give out the points you promised us.
No, I make the rules. It's my game.
Fair enough. Okay. So he only gets a point this time, and only 1 point's being awarded.
Yeah, he only gets 1 point. Yes, you're up 4-2. So,
all right, I'll take it.
This dinosaur is found in Mongolia. So, Murphy is technically closer.
Not by
Egypt is way closer to
much.
Mongolia.
Not by much. The climates are so different.
No,
let's
distance,
see,
bro.
Let's see that.
I know, but I mean, they're basically in different worlds. It's a completely different continent.
Yeah, but he got North Africa, you got South Africa. Which one's closer to Asia?
I was consistent in my answers. I stuck with the Charlize Theron comparison the whole time. I think I should get a point for that.
Are we ready for the reveal of the Therizinosaurus? I'm surprised neither of you guys have heard of this dinosaur. It's the big herbivore with scissor hands.
I did say long neck.
But you also said winged, and then you didn't. Oh no, that was on your second one. Yeah.
You said well, you did say herbivore. I mean, you weren't far off, but you also said that it was like a respectable guy. This guy's kind of just like a
no, he's not a
douchebag.
respectable guy
A
whatsoever.
vulture. He's like a vulture.
No,
but I did say long neck.
Therazinos are very territorial. They're known for like killing a bunch of animals with their claws if you get close to their area, but they don't eat meat, so they're literally just doing it out of spite.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
And they're not vocal at all.
No.
Oh.
They're isolatory. They don't hunt in herds.
All right.
Alrighty. Who wants to pronounce this one?
Archaeornithomymus.
Oh wait, I know I've heard of this one before. Yeah, Archaeornithomymus. This is referenced in the original Jurassic Park, I think.
No, Jurassic World. Yeah, the scene that you're thinking of is when they're at the Indominus Rex closure, and Claire is telling Chris Pratt that she needs a name that's easy to pronounce, and she is like, "You should hear kids try to say Archaeornithomymus," and then Chris Pratt is like, "You should hear you trying to say it."
See, there's a memory in my head from the first one, and it's not the same one, right? But maybe a similar name, or in a similar class of species or something. With one of the kids, one of the kids is saying the name, but maybe I could be wrong as well. Okay, Archaeornithomymus. It's my turn, right?
Archaeornithomymus.
Well, that's as good as I'm gonna get it, man. I'm sorry. Okay. This is a dinosaur, obviously archaeology, right? Looking for ancient things and whatnot. And so I do think that this is like the Indiana Jones of of the Jurassic Kingdom, if you will, the dinosaur kingdom. He goes out and he's a relatively maybe nimble guy. You know, he's pretty quick. He can move around, but he's got some brute force to him too. You know, like a Harrison Ford build in the 80s or 70s, right? Um, and yeah, he goes and hunts for interesting stuff. He's very intuitive, I would say, and yeah. So we're gonna go like maybe 3 times the size of a human, with a good
Three
muscular
times the
build.
size.
Yeah, 3 times the size.
Okay.
And you know, just like a human as well, he's got 2 legs and 2 arms. But the arms actually are, you know, have fingers like a human, so he can actually grab things. He's got the opposable thumbs, right? He's got to be able to grab the artifacts in the dinosaur kingdom. You know, the ancient aliens didn't leave them there just for us. It's for the dinosaurs too. So he's got to be able to grab them. He also wears a cool hat.
I'm liking your answer a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, you're doing God's work.
It's funny you mentioned the hat because you know who I was gonna compare this guy to? Perry the platypus. I think if Perry the platypus was a dinosaur, it would be this guy. So here's the thing, right? He has a long beak and an ugly ass tail. Okay, he definitely Triassic, an omnivore, and I'm not sure what to think of the mimas here. I was gonna say some stupid shit like he mimics the other dinosaurs. I'm not sure where I was gonna go with that. Maybe he's a fun guy. How about that? Maybe he's a fun guy. Maybe he eats
He's a
the
fun guy.
Yeah, maybe he eats the fun
Maybe.
guy. Yeah.
Oh, he's herbivorous.
No, he's omnivore. He's omnivore.
Oh, okay.
Like Anthony said, he likes to explore. Maybe not so territorial. Not too big, not too small, but he's fast. He's smart. You know, he likes to climb trees. I think he likes to climb trees.
Okay.
So are we just
he
gonna let
climbs
Barufi
trees
copy
and
my
he's-
answer?
He has a peak. He has a peak. Yeah, a poisonous peak, just like a platypus.
Okay, there we go.
Anthony, are you saying omnivore, herbivore, carnivore?
Yeah, I mean, so just like Indiana Jones, yeah, he's definitely omnivorous, and I think, you know, because Jurassic is the coolest era, he's the Jurassic.
No, Cretaceous for sure, but Anthony does get the points.
Yeah, woo!
He's also not 3 times the size, but what really locked it in was the 2 arms and 2 feet. This guy definitely is just a chill guy.
Okay.
He's definitely a chill
No,
guy.
okay, so yes, that's what I was picturing in my head though in the first film. It was
No,
very
you're thinking
similar.
of Gallimimus.
That's what I was picturing, right? Not the exact word or anything, but that is what I had in my head, basically. Obviously, not the size. I changed up the size for the answer, but yeah, that's what I was thinking of when I was talking about that earlier.
Why am I looking at a flamingo?
You think he's a flamingo?
He looks like like for sure modern day flamingo.
Alrighty. So Anthony has a good lead right now. He's sitting up 6-2 after 5 rounds.
Hell yeah.
We are going into the next one. Barufi. What is a Dreadnoughtus?
So first off, let me just say this is by far the coolest name so far. Okay. This guy clearly has a dark skin. He hunts at night.
Clearly has a dark skin is the craziest statement.
No, like he's like kind of like a Black Panther.
We have a little
you know,
Freudian slip there.
because he's nocturnal. This guy's nocturnal.
Okay, all right.
I don't expect
Okay.
him to shine bright in the night. Okay,
He
I think
could.
that
He
would
could
be
shine bright like a diamond.
You see, if black metal was a dinosaur, it would be this guy. He's dark. He's depressive. Yeah. He's dark. He's depressive. He's bloody. He's a clearly carnivore. It hunts at night, like I said. I think maybe kind of like a saber tooth of sorts. So I'm expecting some big teeth, right? Some big,
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely where
So-
I'm going with this. Yeah.
So carnivore then?
Yeah, carnivore and Jurassic, kind of like a Black Panther of sorts.
Okay, carnivore, Jurassic period, saber-toothed cat-esque vibes. That's what we're feeling. Okay, I like that. I like that. That's a good. I like that interpretation of Dreadnoughtus. Anthony, go ahead.
I have a not completely different, but very, very different, very distinct description. So Dreadnought, I immediately my head goes to the Dreadnought spaceship in Star Wars, and so I'm thinking not
As our minds would.
sure, right, but I don't think that this one's flying. I think that this one is water based. I think this is an aquatic dinosaur. Another hint for me for this one is not, like nautical, right? Obviously, it's not exactly the same, but that's where my head goes. So I think this is a very big aquatic dinosaur that is exclusively in the water.
Rufy, look at how cool this ship is, and you've never seen it before.
I have never seen
Well,
it before, but
that
looks
is the
dope as well.
Super Star Destroyer, right? That image from Wikipedia looks like a Super Star Destroyer. The one next, yeah, that looks like a Dreadnought to me.
Yeah, this is a dreadnought. This is the Super Star Destroyer. This is the one that Snoke resided in, right?
No, that's Vader's.
Oh, this is Vader's. Oh,
That's
okay.
what it looks like to me.
That looks dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks
So
dope.
then this would have been Snoke's, right?
I don't remember if Snoke was in a Dreadnought. I thought he was in a much bigger. That's what Snoke was in. That giant thing right there that you have up.
Okay.
That ship. That's what Snoke.
The Supremacy.
Yeah, there you go. The Dreadnought was the one at the beginning of The Last Jedi where they make the silly Yo Mama joke and everything. But it's a very
yeah.
tough, very difficult to take down ship. And so I think this is a very similar thing. It's a large dinosaur. It's very tough, maybe very thick, scaly skin, like almost like armor plating or even a turtle shell, but not exactly a turtle shell. And I think in a way it can also act as like a harbor for other, like it can harbor its descendant. What's the word? Offspring. There we go. It can harbor its offspring underneath
Descendants.
it as it goes, and other ones will go out and hunt and whatnot. So it definitely is carnivorous. And it took place in the Triassic period, which was more aquatic. Obviously, the further back in time you go, the Earth is more aquatic, and then the closer and closer you get, the more land-bound and land-based creatures that we have. So there you go. A very serious answer this time, as opposed to some of my antics
A silly one,
previously. Yeah.
Okay. So you're both wrong. It's an herbivore.
Well, what can you do?
But Anthony is definitely getting the point because size is king, and this is one of the largest known dinosaurs to ever exist. I think it's just behind the Titanosaur on size wise.
Oh wow!
But this is going to be a standard. Oh wait.
Ah!
It's gonna be a
Holy shit, he has
standard-
3 heads!
It's a
It's a
Hydra.
Hydra. Oh, that would have been a great description too.
That's funny.
If you cut off its
So,
head,
yeah,
two
it's
more
gonna-
grow
Man,
back.
you see, I hate these fucking names, bro. Like, this guy brings no dread, bro. This guy is a fucking, like, cat, bro.
No, but like Dreadnought, like we said, is like in reference to large.
It's a
things.
massive size thing.
Yeah.
But you see how the way I interpreted the name, it makes zero fucking sense. Like, this guy brings
the name-
no dread.
Well, you interpret
The
it
name
incorrectly?
literally, like in a literal sense, it means fears nothing.
What, that I can see.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm surprised that this is land bound. I'm really surprised by that, actually. I would have thought,
With how big it is.
yeah, with something very big, you would expect it to be in the ocean.
I'll start calling my dick Dreadnoughtus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'll call mine. What was the first one? The raptor.
Yeah.
Never mind. We're not gonna.
A Trozoraptor.
Never
A
mind. Never
Trozoraptor.
mind.
A Trozoraptor.
Next dinosaur, Anthony, take it away.
Anistrophius.
Now, what is this thing?
This is interesting. Now, it gives me, not to tie it back to ancient Greece again, but like Theseus, Odysseus, it gives me that kind of allure. So I think that this is really in reference to a fable or something, and it's a fabled creature, and maybe it's a spellcaster of sorts. Even it could be the wise old wizard in your RPG playthrough, or whatever, and it can enchant some of your weapons. Maybe a nice sword with sharpness 5 on it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think this is a very, very old, very wise dinosaur. Wise beyond their years, and they might die soon. They might just die soon. If
They're definitely dead.
well, yeah, but actually we don't know that. The Hollow Earth theory is still alive and well. We have no idea. Okay, It could have.
I would love to see this dinosaur with like an old Gandalf
Yeah,
beard.
that's exactly what I'm trying to go for here. It's got a big, nice beard, very long. Maybe it even like it trails on the ground behind him, like a long flowy dress or something. He's got a nice cloak,
Right.
a nice purple cloak, and a really pointy hat, like even more pointy than Gandalf's, like super pointy. We're talking like Space Needle pointy, okay? And
So
that's how
basically,
big the hat
dinosaurs
is too.
more than-
That's how big the hat is too. It's the size of the Space Needle, okay? This guy, he's just such a master of his craft that he's able to balance the Space Needle on his head, and he still thinks, And I think this is also like where the theory of alchemy comes from. This type of dinosaur, because he's the first one who discovered alchemy. So there you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Herbivore, Triassic. There you go. All right.
Okay. Broofy, you have a lot to come back from, man.
Oh, I got him with that description. He loves that description so much.
I think this is carnivore from Jurassic. I think he flies, long wings. Yeah, carnivore from Jurassic, long wings. What is the name of that bird that we have? Shoepeak or whatever the fuck.
What?
His beak looks like a shoe. I forgot his actual name.
I have no idea.
Like this is an actual animal that lives today. Let me look it up.
Shoebird?
Shoepeak. No. Shoepeak.
Shoebird.
No, what is it?
Shoebill?
Shoebill. Yeah, just
Yep. This is the one. This is the bird that's in that meme
yep.
where he's just got
That
he's
is
got the long face
in the
and it's
rain.
raining.
Yep. That is him.
Yeah.
Yep, that is him. So this is Shoebill's brother. Okay, he doesn't have
Bro,
friends.
I can imagine the shoebill bird saying, "Becky, let me smash."
Oh my god! Talk about another classic video. Wow! Wow, that's a great one.
This guy is Shoebill's brother. He doesn't have friends. Guy's a loner. He's Tanager reminds me of the word sinister. Nobody wants to be friends with this guy. Again, he has long wings.
That's interesting.
Okay. He kills puppies. Okay, he kills babies. That's how much of a dickhead this guy is.
That's more than a dickhead. That's a criminal. He hasn't been.
Yeah, well,
Has he?
yeah,
he hasn't been tried by the Atrociraptor yet. How has he not been tried for his
The
crimes?
Atrociraptor is
He flies
representing him
away.
in court.
He's
He
the
flies
defense
away.
attorney.
There's no case. There's no case. He flies away. Remember. So yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Sure.
Hey, just to recap: Jurassic carnivore
Jurassic carnivore. Okay.
flies and eats babies.
Wow.
It flies and eats babies.
Wow.
Shoebill's brother. He looks like Shoebill.
Okay.
Okay. Anthony gets the point. 'Cause
I am nailing this, man.
he only gets 1 point. It is a carnivore.
Okay.
Wait, he called herbivore. I called carnivore. Hello?
Yeah, but he likes my description
Yeah,
better.
but
That's bullshit.
Broofy, your description is still way off, and Anthony's is 10 times
Hold
funnier.
on. Let's clarify something. Hold on. You started the episode saying you had to be factual first and then description.
Yes, and Anthony also has Triassic period on you, so it's 1-to-1 as far as accuracy
Okay,
goes.
well, you
His
didn't
was just
say
way
that.
funnier. Okay, well, I was trying to
Okay,
get there,
cool.
but you kept interrupting me, so... are
Okay,
you guys
I
ready
guess.
to see what this goofy-looking dinosaur looks like?
Oh god.
It's gonna be.
It's like
gonna be
Sid the
dickhead.
Sloth. Oh my god! I've seen this one before.
What in the actual fuck is this?
I've
bro?
seen this one. Wow, that's cool. I like this guy.
Dude,
I like
how is
this
this
guy.
even possible? Like anatomically, bro. What is this shit?
Well, it's water, obviously. You nincompoop.
Bro, this is algae, bro. Like, this is not even a real organism, bro. This is just fucking algae, bro. Like, I'm
Right.
looking at fucking
It's
algae,
5 times
bro.
the size of a human.
Like, this is just a plankton zoomed in, bro.
This is what
that
his
is so
fossil
cool.
looks-
That is such a cool fossil.
This...
I love this guy.
Man, this guy can fuck himself, bro.
I would love to have this fossil in my house. This would be so cool.
Jacob, this guy's great. I'm so glad you've introduced us. We're gonna become friends now.
This guy is just a plankton zoomed in, bro. This is the most overrated display of a dinosaur so far.
What?
Dude, I
can't
had
believe
to
you hate this
include
guy.
I had to include the like human representation to just see how fucking stupid it looks.
It
Dude,
doesn't look that stupid, guys. I like this guy.
this guy is
This
6 meters wide.
this is a
This
cool
guy,
guy. This is a cool guy.
I can walk over him. Like, what is this?
But he might bite your leg off, okay? Think about that.
No,
too.
no, he won't. Look at his neck.
He
This guy
No,
is
Anthony, this guy only eats insects and small reptiles.
this guy's a loser, bro.
Oh, okay, he'll bite your toe off. There you go.
Oh my god, my toe are.
Dude, this is like an
whatever.
aquatic compy that has an extremely long neck.
How did
This
guy?
guy's
No
cool.
wonder
I like
this guy didn't survive.
I like this guy a lot. This guy's cool.
Man,
I do
natural
too.
selection killed this guy. I hate this guy, bro.
This
What an idiot.
It
What
looks
a
like
complete
he's
idiot of a
it looks like
dinosaur.
he could be amphibious though, right?
yes, I'm pretty sure he's amphibious.
I think he would make a good pet. I'll take back my words.
Dude, I am having way too much fun with this.
This is great.
Okay, next up, Rufy, describe this for me.
That's great. That's awesome.
Mudaburosaurus.
To be honest with you, I don't know how to pronounce this one. Let me look it up real quick.
I would expect it to be Mudaburosaurus. I don't know.
Let me pull it up real quick. I have a whole I have like a government website for this specific
The
thing.
government.
Uh,
They made all
But
this
the
up.
government's involved with this.
I
Yeah,
know.
what's going on?
You're telling me that dinosaurs aren't real? That's what you're telling me.
no, it's UK, so it is real.
Oh,
Um,
thank God. Thank God. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
.uk, dude.
All right.
So Rufy nailed it. It is Mudaburosaurus.
Mudaburosaurus.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, Rufy nailed it.
here's the thing with the Mudaburosaurus. Okay,
Okay.
if I translate this to Portuguese, right, or like relatively, right, it would mean a lot of donkeys.
Right. Right.
And so now hear me out. Hear me out. This guy looks like fucking Donkey from Shrek. Okay. Small, complete idiot, right? Just couldn't survive. So to survive, he walked in packs. Okay. He's frail, weak, a herbivore. But, they win in numbers. So they big horde of, the name applies. I just said it. Lots of donkeys. Okay. And I think Jurassic, herbivore, and you would probably describe him as a donkey if you saw him today.
Okay, and about how big would he be?
About the size of a golden retriever.
Okay, Anthony.
What an ass.
Maybe a little bigger,
Unbelievable.
yeah.
It's
A little
funny
bigger.
that he mentioned like being a bit of a dope, because that's kind of what my mind went to as well, but for a very different reason. So
Okay.
Mutabura, when we first read that and heard Barufi pronounce it perfectly, by the way, I immediately thought of The Office cold open when Michael's got the butter and the bread, the stick of butter and the bread. It's like Buddha, and then Pam is Buddha who? And he's Buddha this bread for me, will you? Really, really stupid Michael joke. Awesome cold open. That's what I thought of. But like, so butter, right? Very slippery type of substance. It's it's oily, right? It's fatty. So I think that this guy is, you remember when I was talking about the school bully earlier. This is the guy that the school bully
The kid that
bullied.
got bullied.
He's a klutz. He drops stuff. If he runs, he'll run into a pole at school. Like a support pole or something. Because he's not looking. He's got to push his eyeglasses to his nose so they can stay on. Yeah, there you go. Maybe morbidly obese. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
Mudaburosaurus. But you know what?
You
You know what though? If we think about that high school story, who knows what lies in the future for the Mudaburosaurus? He could end up becoming the alpha male in the end of the day, right? Because that high school bully became a nobody. You never know, right? Like that's the whole that's that story. The nerds are actually the cool guys in the end. So maybe that's the case, but we never got to see it because he got hit by an asteroid. That poor son of a bitch. He's from the Cretaceous period and he's an omnivore.
He's an omnivore from the Cretaceous period. Okay. Broofy does get 2 points here.
Oh,
He is an herbivore. He is
Is
from
he a
the
donkey?
Cretaceous though.
Is he a donkey?
He's definitely not a donkey, but like vibes wise, I vibe with the donkey thing way more than the kid that got bullied because he is a
oh,
pack animal as well.
okay.
And you
Okay.
got that right as well.
All right, well done,
So
well done.
Broofy lands on the accuracy, but I want to acknowledge that both of you guys are so fucking close because look how stupid this thing looks.
This is what they invented rhinoplasty for.
Oh no, not Power World.
Man, he really needs a
Holy
nose.
shit, bro.
Dude, well, fuck me then. His glasses are never coming off. He's got
Right?
a foundation
Holy.
right there. Like, never, God,
Dude,
I couldn't be
Anthony.
more wrong.
Anthony, if you had said monocle, I would have given you the.
Oh.
If anyone had said monocle, that would have been instant win because I can just imagine a monocle on this eye.
Oh,
This is so funny.
that's a great one. That's a huge schnoz. He's clearly German, right? Like,
Where
Clearly
where is he
German.
found? He's found in Australia.
damn it. Oh, good night, mate.
Yeah. You can only find him in the outback.
All right. Well, yeah,
Anthony,
Broofy, that
what
was
is-
great.
what-
I do still
What is
love
the
my
fuck you
description.
after?
Oh. Wow. Wow. The fuck you a raptor. The fuck you raptor was named in 2000 by Yoshitsugu Azuma and Philip J. Curry. Okay, that's all I'm looking up for that. I closed the tab.
It's,
Wow.
It's
Wow, that is
it's actually it's pronounced Fukui Raptor.
yeah, obviously. But the way you delivered it was so much better. So I'm gonna stick with that.
Fuck you, Raptor.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Fuck you, a raptor. So this one's a lot smaller than the raptor. It's actually the smallest dinosaur that we've ever found, and that's because I don't know why they're the smallest.
He just tells
one,
it.
actually,
He
but-
just tells it.
yeah, I guess so. But what happens is that they're under constant duress by the raptors because the raptors, of course, are gonna go after these little fuckers, right? And so this is actually colloquially used by both communities, right? So the raptors that are hunting them are like, oh, these little fuckers, right? What the fuck you raptors are literally trying to tell the raptors, fuck you, like leave us alone, like what, we didn't do anything wrong, we didn't do anything to you, and you just keep messing with us, you keep stealing our lunch money. I'm not going the bully route, but there you go.
But is it a carnivore or herbivore? It's tiny, right? So is it an herbivore?
Carnivore, because I mean, look, hurt people, right? So they're the hurt people, and they're gonna hurt the ants. I'm sorry, ants, goodbye. Yeah, so they are carnivorous. They also are very feathered. So the standard velociraptors are feathered somewhat, right? But these ones are very feathered. And yeah, so carnivorous and Jurassic.
I thought a similar route as you, but I don't think they run away from bigger raptors. I think they're made to counter these bigger raptors. Now, hear me out. They go in packs. Okay, these guys are super fast. They use their strength to take down the bigger guys, and that's why I think they're called "fuck you raptors."
Okay.
Simply, they're faster than the bigger guys. They combine their strength to take down the bigger guys. They're dirty as hell. They're like hyenas. If hyenas were raptors, it would be this. Fucking dickheads. Nobody likes these guys. Except themselves, obviously. I think they're not too tall. I think they're not too wide either. I think they're very compact. Make them harder to catch. And I'm thinking like an orange, reddish color.
Oh, color. That's the first time we've had a color description, huh?
I know, right? That's what I thought about.
All right, so obviously we cannot, as scientists, discriminate color on
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
dinosaurs.
but I thought it would be
look,
cool
look,
for it. Yeah,
look,
I know.
Listen, scientists judge on the content of their character. That's a
Yeah,
great thing,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I
Okay,
just thought it
Bruce,
was
give me a
cool.
brief synopsis, real quick.
Brief synopsis of.
Yours.
A fuck you, a raptor.
Well, they're small pieces of shit, right? They have a small hitbox. Take it that way. They they have a small hitbox. They combine their strength to take down bigger raptors, Cretaceous carnivore.
I'm gonna give Broofy the point. It is a
Oh.
Cretaceous carnivore.
Oh, that's spot on.
These fuck you raptors are more and similar to size to like Jurassic Park
Oh,
velociraptors,
damn it!
and they're definitely not feathered. They are very reptile-y, scaly skin
Okay.
in most of their renders. But Broofy really clutched it with the early Cretaceous because you guys were very close in description.
I know he basically copied me.
I mean, I did think something along those lines. I mean, fuck you, Raptor. I mean, what else is there to think?
All right, guys. So the current status is Anthony is up 8-6 right now.
Ooh.
Oh,
Anyone's game still.
It's anyone's game still, so we have 2 left. I'm gonna go ahead and just make the bonus round the final one.
Perfect.
So we'll go ahead and do this next one, and then the next one will be the bonus round. So next up, we have the fuck you Asaurus.
ah!
I'm gonna guess. I'm willing to bet that this is discovered by the same guys. The same guys.
Yeah. Cretaceous herbivores for this one. Very similar in how their appendages look to the fuck you raptor. Okay. But this is a bigger guy. It is a bigger guy. Okay. But it's like big brothers, little brother kind of deal. You were talking about taking away lunch money, Anthony. That would never happen because big bro fuck you Saurus is always around. Okay. Kind of like the dreadnought doesn't fear anything, right? The only thing the fuck you raptor fears is the fuck you Saurus, okay? Because that is his protection. So fuck you Saurus is a big dude. He's herbivore, big legs. Like if H.A. Dillon was a dinosaur with big quads, it's this dude. Yep.
So does he have a great ass?
Okay, that is you tone it down,
What?
Buckaroo.
What?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, he
genuine
has a
question.
big back.
All right.
He's definitely got a big back.
Baby
Yep.
got back.
But an armored one.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Something that I should have invested in, right? An armored back.
perhaps,
Right.
yeah, perhaps.
Okay. So I'm like the fuck you Asaurus, is what you're saying. It's me.
Yes, you are.
That's hilarious. Initially, I was really like right there with you. And look, I'm just gonna fill out the classroom here. We've got the high school bully, we've got the nerd, we've got the incel, right? This guy,
Who is this guy?
this
The
guy is
teacher?
this guy is the class clown. He's the shithead of the group. Okay.
Ah.
And what
Okay.
what the reason why is he was born with a defect where the only fingers that he was born with were these ones. So he runs around the dinosaur kingdom.
Wait,
just
wait. I wasn't looking at Discord. Show me the fingers.
these ones. And so what he does is he runs around the dinosaur kingdom. He's the class clown. He's a shithead, right? So he's running around dinosaur kingdom. And look, he can't really do much with his hands, right? And this is all he's got. So he has to be a good runner, right? So he can run away from all the other dinosaurs. So all he does is he stirs up chaos. He stirs the pot, right? He will go up to a dinosaur and be like, and then runs away really quick. All the other guys in the classroom are like, what is this guy's problem? Like, what
Just
is going
purely
on
out of
here?
pleasure.
And like, look, I can't catch up to him, so there's no point in even running. I'm just gonna wait until the whatchamacallit guy, the Mudabutosaurus, buys his lunch, and I'll bully him instead.
Yeah.
There's no point in bullying the Fukuosaurus. So that's my description of the Fukuosaurus. Again, like all the human ones that I've talked about, really. It's an omnivore, and in the Jurassic period.
Okay, so unfortunately, Anthony, as funny as your answer is, I have to give both points to Rufy because this this is an herbivore and it is from the Cretaceous period and it does have big thighs.
Oh,
Let's go. Wait, that's dead on.
Yeah, and so he kind of nailed the description. Uh,
I've seen this one before.
Wait, why
100%.
does he look so focused? He
it
looks so
it
focused.
it looks similar to an iguanodon, which is what you're probably thinking of, Anthony.
Okay.
Um, but no, what I was laughing so hard at in between because Anthony's story is really funny, Baruffi's was really accurate. But while Baruffi was describing it, and that's why I asked him to give me a synopsis, I was looking at their pages. There's also a "fuck you a Titan" and a "fuck you a Nator."
Wait,
That's just the
that's
Terminator.
almost
But
that's almost saying fuck you to me. That's almost my name.
oh,
There's also a "fuck you." There's also a "fuck you" of T-Rex, but they're all from the same area of Japan. Fuck you,
Fuck you,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Not Fukui, but fuck you.
Not fuck you, it's fuck you, yeah.
not Fukui, but fuck you. All right,
That's
so
great.
we've reached our final one. The score is all tied. Broovy is on a comeback streak right
He
now.
is.
He's nailed the diet and the period for the last two. Let's see if he can get the bonus points and blow you out of the water by winning by 4 in this final
I
round,
hope not.
or if Anthony can weather the storm. So Anthony, it is your turn
Oh
to describe
man.
the dinosaur.
Okay.
I want you to tell me all about the Giraffe Titan.
Wouldn't it be something for the Giraffe Titan to be the smallest dinosaur of all time? Wouldn't
Yeah,
it be
it'd be very
something, right?
convenient.
Man, do I
And
It
then
would be
doesn't resemble a
something.
giraffe at
do
all.
I risk it is the question. Because I am thinking about risking this. Look, giraffe and titan would not make you think small at all.
So, Anthony, are you going with your penis size or Baruffi's? Because I'm thinking you're going with your penis size.
Well, I don't know.
Yo.
I don't know if I want to.
Are you going more Trothloraptor or
I
Dendonus?
don't know if I want to do that yet. You know what I mean? Like, because scientists don't throw around words like Titan just willy nilly. It is dedicated for the biggest things. Titanic.
They do throw around "fuck you" apparently.
Yeah, I
But
guess so, yeah.
but like you said, all those dinosaurs are native to a specific region where they were found, the fossils. So I don't want to do that because I do care about winning. And if I lose, I might just cry for the rest of the night. We don't know, you know.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
we don't want you to cry while we play games.
that's yeah. Okay, so I really think that this is one that they somehow have been able to discern that there were spots on it, but they're not giraffe spots. It's more of a leopard print, and so I think going back to the classroom thing, maybe this is the love interest for all the other dinosaurs in the classroom.
Wait. So is this going to be an omnivore as well?
No, no. Listen, so
Okay.
this one's very, very big. And part of the allure in the dinosaur kingdom is how big are you? And so obviously the biggest one is going to be the best prize for whoever can court her in the classroom, right? And so, maybe,
Okay.
the school bully's gonna take a shot and the incel's gonna try, he's gonna fail, right? The fuck you a
The
rat
incel is going to try and
the
fail.
fuck you a
Okay.
raptor, all he's gonna do is flip her off as he walks by, so so this is a very unattainable goal for pretty much everybody in there. This is like that, the everybody's competing to try to win the favor over for the giraffe titan. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Herb-
okay. Well, this
herbivorous
is bonus round, so you can win
herbivorous
by 4. So,
herbivorous
okay, it's herbivore.
and
It's big. It has a massive cock. It's from what?
yeah, yeah.
It's
that
from what
that
period?
look, that's the plot twist in the whole story of the classroom. That's the plot twist. No. Okay.
What period is
Yeah,
it from?
herbivorous, and I'm gonna say Triassic again. I have a feeling that it might be water based, but again, giraffe thing. I could be totally wrong on that too. But yeah, Triassic.
You have a feeling it could be water based. Okay.
Well, I think he's land-based, herbivore in Jurassic. But here's the deal with him. Right?
Land-based, herbivore, Jurassic. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's big. I think the I don't think he's big. I think the reason for his name is that his neck is immensely large proportionally to the rest of his body. I think his neck is
Anthony, do you agree with this
massive.
take?
I mean, I gave my description.
Okay, Brophy, continue on.
I think he has a
He's
massive,
small but has a massive neck.
massive neck. I mean, he's not necessarily small, but the neck is way too big compared to the rest of his body. He is the most unoptimal piece of garbage to survive in the wild. This guy is going to die.
He thinks that this guy is the older brother of the other one we saw, the Tranostrophius.
No, he doesn't live that long. He doesn't
Yeah.
live for that long. He doesn't live for that long. Again, like I said, if the meteor didn't have,
Wait. So this guy is Jurassic. You're saying the other long neck fucker, he doesn't live that long, so he stays in Jurassic. This guy is not related.
no, they're not related. This guy is just a small piece of shit with a massive neck.
It's important for clarification because people, I don't think you understand. This is a tight race and a very serious and important game.
Again,
He is
very
scrutinizing every
unoptimal.
detail.
Very unoptimal
Yes.
when it comes to
I have a notes
survivability.
tab pulled up that you can see me typing it.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's just a doofus, a complete doofus of an animal.
You have used doofus like half the time. You really have.
Okay.
I
Half
mean,
the
think it's
dinosaurs are
a small
dopey
animal.
idiots.
It's a small animal with a long neck. I can't think he's optimal for survivability. I think he's,
That-
a
So he's
doofus.
a small animal, long neck, doofus.
Not necessarily small, just small body to the rest of the neck.
Okay, give me a rough estimate of his size.
I think his body is slightly bigger than human, but his neck is just fucking massive.
Okay, so he's like horse sized, but has a neck about 8 feet long.
There you go.
Okay,
So a
Anthony,
giraffe.
and Anthony, what?
So a
Anthony, what was your
giraffe.
Anthony? What was your size?
Bigger.
Yeah, this is the popular girl, and the popular girl in the dinosaur kingdom is going to be very large. Like the bigger the better in the dinosaur kingdom. So this is a very large dinosaur. Think of like the lion turtles in Avatar: The Last Airbender,
The lion turtles. Okay.
but like a small version of that, but like a big beast.
I don't recall anything of Avatar. That movie sucked.
Wow, you really got me there, man. Wow.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so Anthony has really large Triassic herbivore that might be semi-aquatic. Brophy, you said Jurassic land, large but not overly large. Said the herbivore. Okay, massive neck. Okay, the judges, they're back there. That I have declared a winner. Okay, so
The judges are back there, but I've declared a winner.
all right, the judges have scored the contest 29-28 Barufi,
Oh.
29-28 Anthony.
Oh.
And the last judge for your winner by split decision 29-28 Barufi.
Ah, let's go.
Boo.
Dude.
This is what the Giraffe Titan looks like. It is definitely bigger than a giraffe, but
I definitely think the neck is bigger compared to the rest of the body, right? Like massively bigger, right?
Hey.
yeah, but that's common in sauropods.
That's the leopard print
where-
I was talking about.
That's not scientifically accurate. That's just in that iteration.
Do you have an
Um,
image? Do you have a rendition of his face? Because his face looks super interesting.
This is a really interesting one because it's got the spines at the neck and also on the tail.
Yeah,
but
that
there's
looks super
nothing on the
interesting.
midsection.
So the reason why I'm giving it to Brophy is because he did get the period right. It is a Jurassic animal. So if he had won, or if he had got just that, it would have been a 2-2, or it would have been a 10-10 tie. But he also got the long neck. He also got land-based herbivore. There's a few scientifically accurate things that he got that are the reason for me giving him the win. And unfortunately, he does win 12-8, even though It
You gave him all four?
really,
Wow. I couldn't even get a pity
well, he
point.
got the period
I
right.
couldn't even get a pity point?
You
Wow.
know what, Anthony? I actually agree with your thought process. I'm gonna make this 9 to
Thank
11,
you. Thank you. I
and
feel much better about that.
because I did enjoy Anthony's story time of the dinosaurs in school. If you were to ever tell a story about dinosaurs and school, I think we all could agree that we would all immediately think of Dinosaur Laser Fight by Ninja Sex Party. So I just want to tell everyone to go and listen to Dinosaur Laser Fight by Ninja Sex Party. It came out 13 years ago. It's been a certified hood classic ever since. Um, it's just a really fun song about dinosaurs in a high school that have a laser fight in space and it's science. Just ask Albert Einstein. So, Broofy, I want to crown you the winner. I want to applaud your performance
I
today. You know,
appreciate it.
you stuck it out. Anthony had a demanding lead, and I really admire your will and fire inside to continue
So the fire in my
to
gut.
fight. So yes, the fire in your gut to continue to fight for success and the victory. Uh, it's really admirable.
I
Do you want to
appreciate
go
it.
ahead and give like a ending, like a post game speech?
I just have to thank my supporters, and which in this case were absolutely no one except Jacob. So thank you for sticking with me there, Jacob. You were my competitor.
You.
Well, do I get a defeat speech?
We'll
Yes.
get to that. We'll get to that. But
Okay.
before
We'll
we get to that,
Okay.
but before we get to that,
So
I will
real
pose
quick, we're
one
doing
question.
Broofy's post game press conference real quick. Okay, so Broofy, how do you feel after such a dominant, or not dominant, but such a like a gutty and strong performance?
Well, I think it shows. I think it shows a lot about my character. Okay, and I don't know much about dinosaurs. Okay, but I know enough. Okay. Now, question to my competitor and to my, my host. Is this the 28-3 of the Coast to Coast podcast? It's a legit question.
I know Anthony is doing a fake laugh, but that shit sent me, dude. That shit was so funny.
What's funny is that in my defeat speech I was gonna talk about how just like my favorite team, the 49ers, have choked 2 Super Bowls in the last decade. I too have choked this performance this evening on the Coast to Coast podcast, and to relate it back to the dinosaur school. I thought I was the nerd who would win in the end, but I ended up being the school bully. So that's really unfortunate.
Okay, as the commissioner of the Dinosaur Sanctioned League, do you guys have any questions for me after this sanctioned contest?
I only have to thank you, Kamish.
I do have a question. Can I see the script for next season?
No, no. So we do have a next season planned and coming for those listening at home. There are still plenty of dinosaurs with unique names. As we revealed with the Fuck Usaurus, I'm still discovering new dinosaurs. As much as my TISM wants me to know everything about every dinosaur, I'm still learning. I'm still adapting to the climate and environment that this sanctioned sport has uh, created for us. And there are so many opportunities to continue this competition, and I cannot wait for the second season. And for the integrity of the league, I cannot show anybody else this. I cannot show any information on this league.
Lovely.
Fair is fair. Fair is
Question to my Kamish.
Okay.
Can you look to see if there's a dinosaur similar to the name of heliotrope or something of the sorts?
Um, so as a certified Pokemon fan, I immediately think of Heliolisk, the Pokemon, but I am going to do my research real quick. Heliotrope dinosaur. Is there anything similar?
Maybe Grok AI can help you.
Oh
Grok AI.
yeah, you can own the libs at the same time. Let's go.
It's funny because I see
unfortunately-
Grok shitty on Elon more than anything.
He does.
Proceed.
Yeah.
No, so
Grok is
no,
based,
so
man.
unfortunately,
Grok is so funny.
So unfortunately, the only thing that pops up whenever you look up heliotrope dinosaur is dinosaur fossils that are the same color as a heliotrope. Now, if you want to look up
That is so
helio,
funny.
there is a dinosaur that has the Latin term helio as its prefix, and that is the Helioceratops. There's only one picture I can find of it, and it looks extremely cool. So I recommend looking up Helioceratops.
T-shirt.
Yes,
If I can describe this, only I get a chance to describe it. Can I get a bonus point? I still lose, but it's 11-10.
as long as you do it in a Trump accent. Yes.
I don't know if my Trump. Okay, we'll try. The Helioceratops, it's one of the best. It's one of the great dinosaurs. It's really big. It's a bigger dinosaur than most other dinosaurs. You got to see it. You really have to see it. Okay, all right, folks, ladies and gents. Excuse me. I couldn't be president today if I didn't look a little bit like the Helioceratops, especially in color. One of the reasons that it's called the Helioceratops is because of its resemblance to the sun. And the reason I've kept my hair this same color and my skin, orange like an orange, right? Or even maybe a tangerine if we really want it to be edgy. I've kept it that way because I want to look like a Helioceratops, which obviously has a big disc shaped like a sun around it. There you go. With horns sticking out the sides like sun rays. You know how stupid children at their stupid liberal schools draw the sun nowadays? They draw a rainbow when it's not even raining. I mean, what is this gay shit? All right, there you go.
Two things. One, that's definitely a short.
There are a lot of shorts coming out of this one. I'll tell you what. A lot
This
of
was a
shorts.
great episode.
This was awesome. Yeah, so I will thank our commish as well, Jacob, for hosting this one. It was a ton of fun. Really awesome stuff. Sad I lost, but look, season 2's coming, and I can really improve myself and be ready. No hangovers for losing. Yeah. So, Barufi, how about you give us our coastal call this week?
Wait, real quick. I just want to say something. So, since you now feel the need to actually thank your commissioner, I just want to pull up Twitter real quick.
You put you. This requires this PowerPoint. This show requires way more effort than a Dynasty Football Fantasy League. Okay.
Hey. If an artist was able to draw an image of you in 30 seconds and it was looking immaculate, would you pay them less than an artist that took an hour to draw the exact same image? No, because you pay for quality, not the amount of time that is invested. So just because I am an amazing fantasy football commissioner who knows how to get everything done in a short amount of time does not mean that my efforts as a commissioner should be taken for granted. So the point that I am trying to point out is Sleeper HQ made a public tweet that said, "What is an unwritten rule when it comes to fantasy football?" And one of the comments that I replied to was, thanking the commissioner of the league for running said league.
Yep.
I then retweeted this and pinged my fellow friends who I assumed would be grateful for my efforts to complete a competitive and well thought out league in all 5 of the leagues that I commission, and now 6 because I do fantasy baseball as well. That is a ton of time commitment, and unironically, fantasy football doesn't take jack shit worth of time, but fantasy baseball took like 2 hours to set up because Fantrax fucking sucks and Sleeper needs to get a baseball league. So I need thanks and gratitude for fantasy baseball, but fantasy football I don't give a shit about. So I retweeted this and pinged it at 3 people who are in my fantasy football leagues. And Anthony said he's not thanking my ass for 5 minutes of work. It was probably like 3, and for something that someone else would have done if I didn't. So I just want to say thank you for thanking me as the commissioner of the Dinosaur Descriptions League.
Yes, this is look. As a proud member and participant of the DDL, I'm appreciative. Yeah, there you go. All right, fantastic. So that's the end of the episode. Barufi, give us our coastal call.
Folks, you just witnessed history in the Coast to Coast podcast. A beautiful 28-3 comeback over here. Obviously, clearly, I know more about dinosaurs than Anthony. Not that it's hard, okay? We're not big dinosaur guys. I do like dinosaurs. Our knowledge is very limited. But that will be it for this episode. We appreciate you guys sticking here with us. I know dinosaurs are very nice. I was very disappointed with, what was the name? The new name for my dick? Drought, whatever the fuck.
Dreadnoughtus.
Dreadnoughtus, yeah, I was kind of disappointed with how he looked, but he looked pretty dope. Anyways, cool episode. I won 28-3. This is a Coastal Call. Bye-bye.
Roofy just did the equivalent of a pimp job on Coast to Coast. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.